Last class you said Bitcoin was inflation-proof hard money and that there wouldn't be more than 21 million coins, but how are we so sure it's going to stay that way?
That's a great question, and something many critics of Bitcoin bring to the table. See, one of the main attractions to Bitcoin as a currency is that it is hard money and can't be inflated. A problem with many of the world's currencies today is that they're easily inflated by banks and the government, which steals the common man's purchasing power. Now, it's reasonable to wonder if Bitcoin is going to stay a hard money or if it could possibly be inflated. Let's ask a review question. Is Bitcoin a coin? And if not, what is it?
Well, no, Bitcoin isn't an actual coin. Let me think. Well, primarily it's a distributed computer network running software that everybody can see all the time.
Very good, but what does that mean in relation to your question?
So basically you'd be able to see in the code if that were the case. The Bitcoin code limits itself to 21 million coins. Nobody can go in and change it, so we can be all but certain there's not going to be more.
Very good. Bitcoin is best considered as a software product run by many computers around the world independently of the others, making it, as you said, a distributed computer network. Now, in order to change the code, a majority of the Bitcoin miners and node operators would need to agree on this code change. We'll discuss these groups in greater detail in future classes, but with what you do know, why is it unlikely the code could be changed?
Well, these miners and operators don't know each other, and it takes a lot of resources to change the code. Also, it wouldn't really make any sense. If the miners and node operators decided to make more Bitcoin, the entire promise of Bitcoin becomes null and void. The promise is that the code will remain the same, at least in major issues like how many Bitcoin there are, making it worth practically zero.
Yes, and that's part of what's considered the game theory of Bitcoin. See, the game of Bitcoin is such that if you wanted to try to change the code to make more, you might as well not even mine the Bitcoin and participate in general, because that would then basically make it worth zero. Also, the network is so decentralized that it's basically impossible to do something like that and change the code.
But what if somebody wanted to destroy the network just for the fun of it?
That used to be a problem when the Bitcoin network was much smaller and there weren't a lot of Bitcoin miners securing and backing the network. Now though, the network is so large that it would take way more resources than any one individual has or a government could justify spending. Also, if you actually had enough resources to launch that big of attack against the Bitcoin network, it would be orders of magnitude more profitable just to participate normally and start mining Bitcoin.
Wow, there really is a lot of moving pieces with Bitcoin. I understand why you said it's going to take a whole year to cover.
Yes, I'm glad to see that you're starting to see these complexities and how Bitcoin can interact with the larger global monetary and political systems. If you do want to keep learning though, just make sure you click on this video on the end screen.